Congratulations, we have come very far. You've learned a lot of important Python fundamentals in the past few units. In this unit, we're going to create a very simple calculator, one that takes two numbers and adds, subtracts, multiplies, or divides these two numbers depending on the input we give. Creating a simple calculator will help us recap a lot of different concepts. Concepts like variables, comparisons, input, and casting. Seems interesting, right? Let's get started. As a first step, let's talk about the inputs we'll need from the user. We will have three inputs, one variable, each for two numbers. And we need another input that users will provide to our program. This is the math operator. It will decide whether our program does addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. We will also need to store these inputs in three variables so that we can refer to them. We'll call these variables num1, num2, and operator. Open a new Python session on Replit and name it calculator. Now, to help our users use our calculator, you should print useful information while asking for num1 and num2 as inputs. Great! If you've completed this step, let's go ahead and move on. If you remember, a calculator works on integers and float values, but Python inputs by default are of string type. We also know that mathematical operations on strings will result in an error in Python. Please make use of the casting that we learned in the previous unit to make num1 and num2 float values so that we can do operations like addition and subtraction. If you've reached this step, you know that we are able to convert string inputs into float values. We are now ready to move to the next step and take the operator as input. In this part, print a few helpful statements. They help users understand what we need as operators. Your program should print something like this by now. Nice, you are making progress. Before we move on, I want to tell you an alternative way to get the operator input. You can add the lines inside the input function itself. Now, given we want to print separate lines, you can make use of a special symbol, /n. It tells your program to print a line break, which means each part of the string after /n is printed in a separate line. This helps us make our input string more readable. Awesome! You now have written all the code to take inputs from users. You're ready to do the actual calculation using num1, num2, and the operator variables. As a next step, you need to identify if the operator string is plus, minus, asterisk, or slash using if, elif, and else statements. Ooh, don't miss adding the else statement. It's very important because that ensures you only take one valid value as an input. If you've completed this step, you are super close to creating a working calculator. Inside the if and elif statements, instead of printing the operator value, you should perform the actual operation, that is, add, subtract, multiply, or divide the two numbers, and print the output value. Now, to ensure that the calculator can continuously keep taking inputs and doing calculations, you can make use of the while loop. You simply need to move all your code inside the while true loop. If you've placed while statement correctly, your output should be something like this. The last bit is to provide a mechanism for our program to end. You can introduce a custom operator. Let's call it X. The users can use to end the program. In the retrospective if, elif statement, you can use the exit or break function. There we go! Congratulations! If you've reached here, you now have a working calculator. In the course of making this calculator, you have used concepts that we learned in previous units, like the input function, casting, if, elif, else statements, and a while loop. You've also added a special value that can end our program. Cool. I hope this video helped you understand these concepts a little bit better. Please save your work. We'll make use of this simple calculator to build an advanced calculator in one of the future units. In the next video, we'll start to learn more about string manipulation.